Some new information has been revealed today via the second episode of Night City Wire from CD Projekt Red regarding the Cyberpunk 2077 game. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm here with another relatively quick video. And in case you missed the stream earlier today on their Twitch channel, I found this article on neowin.net entitled Cyberpunk 2077's Weapons, Protagonist Backstories, and More Get Explored. This article basically covers the gist of what was detailed during the stream, and I will elaborate on some points I found of interest from the stream, because it doesn't quite go into detail on some of those elements revealed during the stream. So without further ado, I will give my 2 cents as we dive into this article. So let's get into it, shall we? CD Projekt Red debuted the second episode of its Night City Wire episode today. What's the point of having editors? You don't need episode twice. This time offering new looks at Cyberpunk 2077's Life Paths feature, weapons that players will be utilizing, and the in-game punk rock band Samurai. This is not a negative when I say this, however, I felt that the focus on the punk rock band Refuse that they had stand in for the in-game band Samurai, or at least provide the vocals, I thought was probably the weakest part of the stream. Like I said, I'm not saying that necessarily as a negative, however, I felt that most people were tuning in to the stream to find out about the gameplay and story details rather than the punk rock band itself, but that's just my opinion. Let's continue. As the Life Path gameplay trailer above showcases, there are 3 character backgrounds players can choose when starting the game: Nomad, Corpo, and Street Kid. The choices offer unique starts to the story, changes V's standing in Night City, people they have connections to, and much like other RPGs, makes available dialogue options that are specific to that background. And that's something I very much appreciate, because there have been RPG games in the past where no matter what background you chose, inevitably you come to the same conclusion. The story ends the same way. Whereas here, the story is going to end based around whatever backstory you choose. So the ending for the Nomad character, who has certain options and abilities tailored towards that life story, will differ from the Corpo, who also has different options and dialogue and skills tailored made to that backstory, and the same being said for the Street Kid option. So no matter what you pick, the conclusion will differ, unlike some other RPG games, like I said, that have come out in the past. And like I said, I very much appreciate that, because it opens up more possibilities via gameplay. So you can go through playing, like say, a Corpo 1 playthrough, and then go back and play as a Nomad and have an entirely different outlook, entirely different conclusion, entirely different skills, options, and so forth each time you play. I found that very interesting. That's just my opinion, but I very much appreciate that storytelling aspect of the game, because it tells me that they very much focused in on those details. They didn't just create backstories and said, okay, we'll just make the story the same for each backstory. I very much appreciate that, like I said. Okay, continue. Okay. Meanwhile, the second gameplay trailer and a developer interview dived into some of the weaponry players will have at their disposal in Cyberpunk 2077. They primarily focused on firearms during the stream, because you do have the options of, for example, melee weapons in the game, but to save time, they decided to focus on the different types of firearms you would encounter in the game, and here they are. 3 types of weapons were detailed today. Power familiar armaments like shotguns, LMGs, and handguns, and those are weapons familiar to us, kind of like via our own world that transitions from this reality into the gameplay options for Cyberpunk 2077. Tech electromagnet powered guns, that can punch through cover. So if someone is hiding behind let's say a wall or another obstacle, and rather than go around that obstacle, you can use this firearm option to punch through that said obstacle in the way of the targets, I should say. And then smart weapons that use guided missiles as bullets. There are points in the game where you can not just use guided bullets, but actually ricochet the bullets off walls. So, like, again, if that person is behind an obstacle and you don't have the firearm that will punch through that obstacle, you can shoot at the adjacent wall and ricochet the bullets off the wall to the targets. Interesting options. I felt like very interesting options. And like I also stated in my previous video, Whatever weapon you use primarily will basically level up with you throughout the game. So at the beginning of the game, let's say you pick one of those firearms and you'll have maybe slow reload times and so forth, but as you progress, reload times become quicker and quicker to the point where you are so proficient with the weapon it's like second nature to your character. I found that also very interesting as well. Okay, players will be able to gather weapons by purchasing them off vendors from fallen enemies and loot caches with various rarities available ranging from common to legendary. Weapon mods will be available too, letting players add attachments like scopes and silencers, as well as software modifications that alter stats like accuracy and damage. So basically, like I said, you can level up your weapon as you progress in the game, however you see fit. And as you progress in the game, as your use of the weapon progresses in the game, that weapon becomes almost part of you. It levels up in the same way as you would be leveling up your own character. Okay? The studio also released a video blog about how it transformed the Swedish hardcore punk band Refused into the in-game band Samurai. Like I said, I thought that was probably the weakest part of the stream. It was interesting, to say the least, but when you're talking about a video game, that's a very, I think, niche crowd interested in that aspect of the game. Like I said, I felt most tuned in to see the above reveals, like, say, the weapons and the life story paths. Cyberpunk 2077 is headed to PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 on November 19th, with a Stadia launch, as well as a next-gen upgraded Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 versions coming later. For those who missed it, the previous Night City Wire events announcements can be found here. So I will add the link to this article in the description for the video, so if you want to go into it and look at the trailers and so forth, that will be available to you in the description, like I said. But what did you think of this article? Did you watch the stream? What did you think of the stream? What was your favorite part of the stream? The reveals today? Let me know down in the comments below. If you missed the stream, did you find this article useful? Let me know also that down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to this game? Are you not looking forward to this game? I personally am looking forward to it, like I've stated in other videos, to the point where I have pre-ordered it. So when it finally drops November 19th of this year, I will be streaming it on my Twitch channel as soon as I can, pretty much. So that being said, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, share on social media if you will. This is Mara Jade, and I will be on Drunk3PO's channel tonight, I believe at 8:30 p.m. for his Monday night stream I do with him, My Nerdy Home, and That Tug Life, Anna, That Star Wars Girl, and X-Ray Girl. So tune in for that, and stay tuned also for my next video and or live stream. So take care, and catch you on the dark side.